Hey, it's the Casino Market, 7:27 p.m. on Tuesday, April 8th, 2025. I'm watching the latest stuff. First is something that I ordered 2 days ago. I had said it was going to arrive yesterday, but then it updated to say it would arrive today. And after I show you what it is, I'll explain why I ordered it. If I can rip it open, please. Okay. There we go. All right. So, Kevin Can Fuck Himself, season 1 on DVD. It says the humor of Dead to Me mixed with the drama of Killing Eve and Breaking Bad. I've seen Dead to Me, or at least the first 2 seasons. I haven't seen the 3rd season yet. But yeah, this is a great show. Here's the thing. I was watching it on streaming. Amazon Prime had like only the first episode free. Some other service had like the first season free, and there's 2 seasons. But it did say it was limited time, and somehow within a few days it just went back to being paid. So I decided I woke up early like 2 days ago. I was gonna watch another episode because I'm like around halfway through the first season already. And I was gonna watch another episode, and it was pay. So I immediately went on Amazon. I ordered the first season. Special features include a look at the series, meet the characters, and making of the show. Okay, so it's like 5 hours and 54 minutes for 10 episodes. 2 discs. That's kind of concerning. It's probably going to be like pretty compressed because the Buffy DVDs are like 4 episodes per disc, and it looks okay, but so 5 episodes per disc. Yeah, but anyway, there's season 2's not on DVD, and it probably never will be, which is a shame. Physical media is dying, unfortunately. But anyway, yeah. So the premise of this series, Annie Murphy plays basically a typical sitcom wife named Allison. She's a typical wife that you'll see in a sitcom, like from the 90s up until today. Think maybe Jill on Home Improvement. Anyway, so her husband is a buffoon. He's basically a man child, but he's the star of the show. It's not an actual show within the universe. It's just the way that they film it. Okay. So when Kevin is in the scene, it's filmed like a multi-camera sitcom. It's got a laugh track, bright lighting, all that typical stuff from a sitcom. When Kevin is not in the scene, it switches to single camera. It's a lot darker, both in terms of lighting and in terms of how everything is portrayed. And basically is about what Allison has to deal with as her role as a typical sitcom wife, and how she's trying to deal with that. It shows her side of the story when the cameras aren't rolling, so to speak. Even though, as I said, there's not a show that exists within this universe. It's just contrasting between the 2 different, filming styles. But yeah, this is a wonderfully demented, like comedy drama type thing. I really love this show. Yeah. So, and apparently she, from what I've read about her, I've never seen her in anything before, but I really like her on this show. And apparently she's on another show called Schitt's Creek, which I've heard of, but I've never seen it. But if she's on it, I want to watch it. So Annie Murphy. Okay. So today I went to a thrift store just to look around. Hadn't been in this one in a while. And you could say I got a few things. All right. So first, let's look at the books. Now, before when I've looked through the books there, they typically didn't have anything that I wanted. It's mostly a bunch of like Christian stuff. But I found a few things. I found a bunch of things today. So here we have the Mortal Instruments series by Cassandra Clare, but they didn't have the whole series. It's books 2, 5, and 6. So we've got it's City of Ashes. Okay, so from what I understand, the Mortal Instruments is a 6-book series, but within the Mortal Instruments, the Mortal Instruments is within a larger series called Shadow Hunters, which includes the Clockwork books, as well as 2 other standalone books. We got Clockwork Angel, Clockwork Prince, Clockwork Princess, and then the Shadow Hunters Codex and the Bane Chronicles. So 10 books all told. But in terms of Mortal Instruments, there's 6 books, so I've got half the series. So we got City of Ashes, City of Lost Souls, and City of Heavenly Fire. This is the end of the series. And all these say includes bonus content, and I'm kind of curious what that means, like what the bonus content itself is. It ends with an epilogue, so I don't know what the bonus content is supposed to refer to. But there's also a digital exclusive book or something called Tales from the Shadow Hunter Academy. Okay, so I'm unfamiliar with this series except like the first book, which I don't have, was apparently made into a movie a number of years ago. So there's a foreword and then a prologue, and then it gets into a book. So what exactly is the bonus content? I don't know. I'll have to read into that. But let's get to the other books. And if I don't like this series, I'm gonna look into it. If I don't like how it ends, or if I'm just not feeling it, I'll just put these in my little free library. But anyway, here we got Winx Club telenovel Dragonfire. So I was huge in a Winx Club back in 2004. I think I got into it with the 3rd or 4th episode. So not quite from the beginning, but pretty close. It's the one where they went to the one before they went to the swamp, because I remember seeing the episode before that, and I had a preview of the swamp episode after that. But it's like a little. Oh, this is it. It's like a little guide to the setting and the characters, or at least that it has that at the beginning, and then it gets into a little comic format thing, which I'm guessing it's a. I wonder if this is like based on a particular episode or if they're just using screen caps and making their own story. I'm not sure. I used to be huge into Winx Club, kind of soured on it in recent years. A few things. One, just gone on too long, and they graduated back in like, if it was, I don't know if it was the end of season 3 or if it was in the first movie. And then season 4, they were going to be teachers, and they no longer could stay in their old dorm room. They had to stay in the teacher's wing or whatever. But then the show kind of dropped that or wanted you to forget about it. From what I understand, they didn't exactly retcon it because they did mention graduation from time to time. So they're acknowledging that they graduated, but they didn't become actual teachers. They started living in their old dorm room again, and they started attending classes again with no explanation, basically. So it's like they're kind of trying to make it seem like they're retconning it to their students again, but they don't outright say that. And from what I heard, they do acknowledge that they graduated. So some fans have taken to assuming they're doing like postgraduate coursework or something. But at the same time, they're not teaching. Why aren't they teaching? So I guess it's an example of Rainbow trying to make the show more relatable to little kids and stuff. Now, they went super young as the seasons went on to like season 8. I don't know if they did season 9. I don't think I've seen anything past season 4 except maybe like a few episodes from like season 7, maybe. I'm not sure. But yeah, it's like they're spinning their wheels at this point. Now, supposedly there is a reboot coming up, and I saw like a preview of it. Like they're redoing the first episode with some differences. I don't know. But another thing that upset me was Fate the Wings Saga. I actually love that. A lot of Winx Club fans don't like it. I loved it. And I'm upset that it was canceled after 2 seasons and on a cliffhanger, and that they killed off Beatrix. And yeah, that whole thing just pissed me off. And then when I was ranting about it on the Winx Club sub, which I was the moderator of at the time, fans were hostile toward me. They told me to take the L. And yeah. And then I basically became the moderator of the Winx Club sub because the old moderator basically just handed it off to me and then quit the sub. So they basically dumped it on me. Because my qualifications, I posted there sometimes. I don't know. So the other members of the Winx Club sub wanted extra moderation because I couldn't, check on everything that was posted all the time. So I had more mods. And then one of the new mods unmodded me. Dumb. But anyway, yeah, I've really soured on the Winx Club. But I love the 4Kids dub from back in the day. That was my introduction to it. And I even got the Cinnamon dub of like the first season on DVD. I should get the second season too, probably. But anyway, let's move on to that. So some other kitty books that I found. Animal Arc Beagle in a Backpack. I already have another book or 2 from this series. So I figured I'd get this one too. It's about a place that takes care of animals. It's like a clinic. My Sister the Vampire. I think I have a book from this series already. I think I got it at Goodwill. I don't remember which which book that I got already, but here I found The Bat Pack. Okay. And then Tomorrow Starts Today. It's a book in the Andy Mack series from Disney. I've never seen Andy Mack, but I'll probably check it out. It's probably on Disney Plus. And then I'll read this book. So I watch Alex Mack on Nickelodeon, but I haven't heard of Andy Mack. Another My Sister the Vampire book. This is called Switched. So yeah. Let's see. Dee Dee Takes Charge. It's by Joanna Hurwitz, author of Tough Luck Karen. Okay. It says, life is full of surprises when Dee Dee takes charge. I assume this is just a standalone book, but she gets put in charge one day when her mom and dad got divorced a year ago, and now everything's all changed. Her mom has to work odd hours. Her dad expects Dee Dee to talk like a telephone answering machine when she calls to say hello. Dee Dee decides there's only one solution. She's going to take charge. But being in charge is no piece of cake. In fact, all her great plans seem to backfire. But Dee Dee knows one thing for certain. Life has become much more interesting since she took charge. And that's the way it's going to stay. So I'm not sure what she's taken charge of exactly. It doesn't even say. What's she in charge of? Housework? It says her mom has to work odd hours, so maybe Dee Dee is running the house. I don't know. Dee Dee thought being in charge would be easy. Instead, it's a disaster. Oh, look, she's got a doggy. So, yeah, I look forward to reading this. Here we have a book in the Katie Kazoo Switcheroo series. This is called Out to Lunch. I think I got one already at another thrift store. So, yeah. Mad for Miley, an unauthorized biography. Okay, I've not watched Hannah Montana, and I'm only mildly like a fan of Miley Cyrus. I've listened to some of her songs. I'm not a huge fan or nothing. Oh, it says she's been touring with the Cheetah Girls. Okay. So yeah, it says there's like 4 pages of color photos. Yep. Okay, cool. I might check out Hannah Montana one day. I guess it has kind of sort of like a gem premise where she's secretly a rock star or something. Yeah. Anyway. Now we got another arcade switcheroo. It's a double thing. You got Drat, You Copycat on one side, and Get Lost on the other side. Okay. Here we have Danger After Dark. This is part of the Creative Girls Club mystery book series. I have no idea if I have any of these yet. Probably not. But basically, 2 sisters, Alex and Lily, investigating stuff. The abandoned mansion loomed above them in the dark night. Okay. So, yeah. school spirit. A school is closing, and some kids are like, "Oh no, we're not going to let it." So I think this is a standalone thing as well. The Puppy Collection, Nutmeg All Alone. So some girls, three girls, their Aunt Jen finds a puppy at a place called Tails Up, and she basically gets her nieces to help look after the puppy, and the puppy's a girl named Nutmeg. Okay. They have to cheer up this sad, lonely puppy. So, yeah. And finally, in terms of books, Anna and Elsa's Sisterhood is the Strongest Magic, The Great Ice Engine. So this is apparently book 4 in a series. Do I have the other ones? Let's see, All Hail the Queen, Memory and Magic, and A Warm Welcome. I don't know if I have any of these others. But yeah, I like Frozen, so shouldn't take too long to read. It's how many pages? They're not even numbered. That's weird. Oh well. But anyway, yeah, so bunch of books. Most of them probably won't take that long to read. And as I said, I'm gonna try to look into Mortal Instruments first. I don't know if I'm gonna commit to reading the whole series, but anything that I don't want, I'll just stick in my little free library. I mean, that's what it's there for. All right, now for the let's do the CDs first. These were like 25 cents each, I believe, and I think the DVDs were $1 each, and probably the books too. But I'm gonna have to check my receipt. But anyway, I found a bunch of CDs. Gloria Estefan, Greatest Hits. I listened to this back in high school. Now I've got my own copy. Not quite sure why I got this. Beverly Hills 90210, The College Years. I haven't even watched 90210 that much. I've seen some episodes. But oh yeah, there's this song called SOS by Kathy Dennis. And I know her song Touch Me All Night Long because my mom used to take me roller skating back in the day, and they would play that song like every time that we were there. So yeah, I get to hear another song of hers. All right, and this one they stuck the booklet in upside down, but it's Patti Smith. This is her second solo album. Now, Patti Smith, there are two different artists named Patti Smith. Patti with the Y's. She was the lead singer of Scandal back in the 80s. You know the song The Warrior? Tune at the walls of heartache, bang, bang. Yeah, so that's her. So, yeah, I look forward to checking out her solo stuff. Gloria Estefan, Cuts Both Ways. This album is from '89. So yeah, I'll probably like mostly listen to these on on streaming instead. But now this one I got Ditto No Angel. I have a feeling that I probably already have this. I've seen it at another thrift store or two. I've seen it a lot recently, and I never got it because I have a feeling that I probably already have it. And I can, in fact, check right now. No, I have. No, I don't have this one actually. I have. I have Thank You, and I have. Life for Rent. And I believe I got this new back in the day. So I don't have No Angel. So that's good. And next I've got Life for Rent. So I accidentally picked up a duplicate. Yeah, because I got my original one right here. Yeah. And so, oh well. How are these put? All right. Okay. So that's a duplicate. Oh well. Melissa Etheridge. Yes, I am. I'm not a huge Melissa Etheridge fan. I've heard some of her songs. This one has Come to My Window on it. Yeah, I didn't really listen to her back in the day. This is from '93. But I'll check out her stuff. Now, if you're into classical music, thrift stores are a great way to build up a collection because one genre that I've noticed a lot of thrift stores have in stock is classical music. For what reason? I guess people are more quick to unload that stuff. I'm not sure. Now, I like classical music. I've listened to Beethoven, Mozart, um, Edvard Grieg, um, but I haven't like picked up. I haven't gone like super serious into like listening to all the music because there's obviously so much classical music ran for centuries. Um, but I decided to pick this up just because it says classical autumn, and autumn is my favorite time of year. So I decided to pick this up just because it has music that supposedly evokes autumn. Um, Total running time 63 minutes 59 seconds. 9 total tracks. So we've got Vivaldi, Debussy, Strauss, Chopin, Mozart, Brahms, Gluck, Beethoven, and Pachelbel. Okay. Now I can probably like listen to a lot of classical music on streaming, but one thing about classical apparently that's different from other more modern music genres where there's usually like a standard version of a song by a particular artist. But obviously, with classical, the composers are long dead, and they lived in a time before sound recordings for the most part until you started getting into like early 20th century stuff. But that's more like the modern era. Um, the modern era of classical music. Yes, classical music is divided into further eras, one of which is called the classical era, confusingly enough. But before that was Baroque, but after classical was Romantic, and then you got medieval, you got Renaissance, and anyway. Um, so obviously, part of listening to classical music is finding your favorite version of a particular piece. So that would be its whole thing. But anyway, I decided to pick this up just because it's Elizabeth, the original music from the motion picture, and I have the movie. So it's just a score album. It's got 15 tracks on it. So yeah. And Shania Twain up. I think I got a Shania Twain album recently. I don't recall if it's up. In fact, I could probably look that up right now. No, I've got Come On Over. Okay, so it isn't a duplicate. So up, if I recall correctly, which was the one where she did the country version and the pop version. This is the red. This is red. So, I think there's one album where she did a country version and a pop version. Domino, don't knock anything over. Okay, Domino just hopped up on the desk. But yeah, 19 tracks. It's from 2002. I heard where is it? Ka-Ching, track 12, a lot in 2003 because my mom took me for an unwanted 1 month trip to Poland in June of 2003. We went up to Illinois in late May, came back in early July, and then came back down to Florida. Basically, it was my mom's sister's birthday. It was like I forget how old that she turned, but my mom wanted to visit her. And initially, she wanted it to be a surprise. She didn't want to tell anyone that we were coming. It was pointed out to her that that was a bad idea. Domino, be careful. So eventually, she had to call Poland and let them know that we were coming. Domino, don't stay in on the DVD, please. Okay. Hi, Domino. Domino, say hi to the internet. Okay, so we were in Poland for like all of June 2003, and one song that they played a lot on the radio there was Ka-Ching. They also played "Holding Out for a Hero" by Bonnie Tyler a lot, like you heard it every day. Hi, hi, sweetie. So yeah, that was, and I might as well mention some other stuff from the trip. One time we went to a larger town because the place that we were staying at was basically like a nothing town. It had like one convenience store, one additional store inside like a little stall or something, and that was basically it. So we went to a larger town one day, like a nearby town, and they in one of the stores that we were at, they played A Kind of Magic by Queen. Um, and one time we went to a larger city, stay with like one of my first cousins, I think, and I was watching some music video channel. They played some rap video. I don't know who the artist was, but it was like a little dance party or house party in a basement. There was a little interlude section where a young kid was dancing. Um, they went like, "Let's get on to the early morning," something like that. I don't know, but anyway, so yeah, that was my trip to Poland, and I don't know why my mom took me there. I was upset that she basically took me there for an entire month. I learned years later that was because she was afraid of traveling by herself, which she didn't mention to me at the time at all. Yeah, but yeah, she basically took me along so she'd have someone else that she knew with her. Domino, someone's saying hi to you. Hey, Domino, wave hi. No? Okay. Want to go now? Or you want to stay on? Anyway. So now on to the movies, and I think these were $1 each. I think for all this book, CDs, and movies, I paid like 18 something total. Let me check the receipt. Yeah, 1850. Hey, $4.50 for one group of items and $14 for another. Let me do a really quick count of the CDs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Ten CDs would come out to. It should come out to $2.50 because I was told by some guy that asked a fellow customer that asked an employee. He said, "Oh, she says that the CDs are $0.25 each," but obviously they must not. I don't even know how they broke this down. They don't. She just kind of counted up the stuff that I had and typed stuff into a register. So I don't know. But anyway, let's look through the DVDs. We got a Hall Pass, R-rated comedy with nudity, so it sounds like fun. Old School, unrated, and it's full screen, but another raunchy comedy. Here we got Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol, and this is interesting. It stars Reginald Owen, and I don't know if I've ever seen this one. It's 69 minutes long. It's got special features. So this is from 1938, and the DVD's from 2005. So I don't know if I've ever seen the 38 version. I think I probably saw the Alistair Sim version, and I saw the Patrick Stewart version, and I saw the George C. Scott version. Donna, someone else is saying hi to you. Okay, Domino's content to just sit in my lap. All right, so we got special features on this, which is interesting, but I don't think it's related to the movie except for the theatrical trailer. But it has two two festive vintage featurettes, Jackie Cooper's Christmas Party and Judy Garland sings Silent Night. So that has nothing to do with this movie. And it's got the classic Oscar-nominated cartoon Peace on Earth. So something Christmas related, I guess, but it's nothing really having to do with this movie. But I like to watch different versions of the story just to kind of compare them and see how each take goes. Here we got Whip It, starring Ellen Page, Marcia Gay Harden, Kristen Wiig, Drew Barrymore, Juliette Lewis, Jimmy Fallon, and Daniel Stern. Hey, Marv from Home Alone. But so she's Bliss Cavendar, a small-town teenager with a big dream to find her own path in the world. That's a big dream, okay. But anyway, roller derby. Okay. I'm familiar with roller derby only from a Betty and Veronica comic book series called Vixens, where Cheryl was on a roller derby team. Anyway, and we got a Rachel Lee Cook movie, Antitrust, with a bunch of bonus features. Next, Austin Powers and Goldmember. I've never seen any of the Austin Powers films. This is in full screen, but from what I heard, I think I read that Britney Spears is in this as like a killer robot or something like that. Oh yeah. Well, there's a Britney music video for a song called Boys, but apparently she actually is in this movie. So okay. Freaky Friday. I don't think I've ever seen this. Jamie Lee Curtis and Lindsay Lohan. I don't know if I've ever seen a Lindsay Lohan film. I've seen her on Two Broke Girls, but so this looks fun. 21. Never saw this either. It's got Kate Bosworth, but apparently this is based on a true story of like a bunch of card counters that basically took a casino for a lot of money. True story. But the original people in real life were Asian and they turned them like mostly white for the movie. But yeah. American Reunion unrated. I have the complete American Pie collection on DVD, but I'm trying to get the individual DVDs just for like bonus features and stuff because I don't know if those were all ported over to the collection. And I'm actually not sure if I have American Reunion yet or not. Let me look. American Reunion underrated. Yep. All right, so this is a duplicate. So I've got American Reunion and American Wedding. And I've got American Pie 2 unrated as well. I do not have the original American Pie, so I need to make note that that's the last one that I need of the main series. And they had the Book of Love on DVD, but that was like really scratched up, so I didn't get it. Now this is interesting. It's a Walmart NBC It's a Walmart exclusive bonus disc from NBC. Now it's got 4 episodes of Friday Night Lights, which I don't care, but I got it for this special preview of Bionic Woman, which it was a show that I loved, and it was canceled after a few episodes, unfortunately, and I was pissed about that. But this is a preview. It includes an extended trailer and interviews with the cast and crew. And I assume they're not on the Volume 1 DVD that I have. I haven't opened the DVD actually because I rewatched the entire series a few years ago, I think, on streaming. So I have no need to crack open my DVD. But yeah, so I look forward to watching this preview of Bionic Woman. Crazy Stupid Love with Emma Stone, and really she was the reason I got it because I want to check out her stuff. I know she plays Gwen Stacy in the Amazing Spider-Man films. I don't want to watch them because I know her character dies, but I want to check out some of her other stuff. So yeah. And finally, and this is still sealed. Good Luck Charlie, Enjoy the Ride. So it's a sampler DVD of 7 episodes as per usual. I got the Shake It Up DVD at Big Lots that had 7 episodes, and that was my introduction to the series. But I've since watched the entire series on Disney Plus, as well as the crossover episode with Good Luck Charlie called Charlie Shakes It Up, and it is on this DVD. So yeah, I look forward to watching more episodes of this series. The premise is they've got a new baby named Charlie, little kid. So the big sis, that's her in the middle, in the number 3 jersey, I think, she's recording stuff that goes on, like their daily lives and stuff, and she always ends her little videos with saying, "Good luck, Charlie." In other words, you're gonna be dealing with a crazy family. So it's a typical Disney Channel sitcom, but yeah, it says here, loaded with 7 of your favorite episodes, including the exciting series crossover Dance Extravaganza. Charlie Shakes It Up. Okay. So yeah. Now let me count up all of the DVDs and see how many that I have here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 DVD. Okay. I am so confused as to how exactly they charged me for everything. I got 12 DVDs. I've got 10 CDs. So that's 22 items. Books. 4, 5, 6. 16 books. So 38 total items for $18.50 total. That's a really good deal. I'm just not sure what their reasoning was for the charging. I have no idea. I'm so confused. But anyway, so that's the stuff that I got. Domino's taking a really close interest in it, so I'm going to try and move these out of the way as soon as I'm done with this video. Anyway, I just want to share that with you guys. Other than that, what I've been watching, as I said, I've been watching Kevin Can Fuck Himself, as well as Parks and Recreation. I'm on season 2 right now. And I want to get back to watching The Secret World of Alex Mack. And yeah, I've been trying to watch Star Trek Section 31 on Paramount Plus, and that is like the worst Star Trek that I've ever seen. It's just so bad. But I'm watching it a bit at a time, trying to finish it. I've got like 45 minutes left. But yeah, I love Michelle Yeoh's character, Philippa Georgiou, on Star Trek Discovery. So I was waiting for her to do Star Trek Section 31, which was originally going to be a TV series, and then they decided to do a movie instead. It's just, it's the lowest rated Star Trek thing on IMDb, but as for whether it is actually the worst, you can make a case for it. But then again, stuff like Star Trek Enterprise's These Are the Voyages series finale exists. So that was pretty bad. Star Trek Voyager's Threshold. But apparently, Section 31 is rated lower than either of those. So it's rated lower than Star Trek A Motion Picture and Star Trek V The Final Frontier. Yeah. But anyway, so I've rambled long enough. Just want to share all of that with you, and it's 8:19 p.m. and that's it. Thanks for watching.